Hello everyone, it's Miss Nat again. Today I'm going to read you the story of The Snail and the Whale, which is written by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. This is the tale of a tiny snail and a great big grey blue humpback whale. This is a rock as black as a soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the slips on the dock. And as she gazed, she sniffed and sighed, and the sea is deep, the world is wide. How I long to sail, said the tiny snail. These are the other snails in the flock, who are stuck tight to smooth black rock, and said to the snail with the itchy foot, "Be quiet! Don't wriggle, sit still, stay put." But the tiny sea snail sighed and sniffed, then cried, "I've got it, I'll hitch a lift." This is the trail of the tiny snail, a slivery trail that looped and curled and said, "Lift wanted around the world." This is the whale who came out one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale, immensely long, he sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. And this is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me." This is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on his trail to towering icebergs and far-off lands. Look how cold it looks there. Look, can you see the penguins? We've got penguins, we've got the humpback whale, we've got some seals and sea lions, and these are called icebergs. With fiery mountains and golden sands. These are the waves that arched and crashed, that foamed and frolicked and sprayed and splashed the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. Look, there he is. He is very tiny. These are the caves beneath the waves, where stripy fish with feathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam around the whale and the snail on his tail. This is the sky, so vast and high, sometimes sunny, blue and warm, sometimes filled with thunderstorms, with zigzag lightning flashing and frightening the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. Oh, it does look scary, the thunder. And she gazed at the sky, the sea, the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by all, and she said to the whale, "I feel so small." She is tiny compared to the big whales. But then came the day the whale lost his way. These are the speedboats running a race, zigging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear splitting. Roar, making them swim too close to the shore. This is the tide slipping away. Oh no, look at the humpback whale. He's been washed up onto the sand. He needs to be in the sea, doesn't he? And this is the whale lying beached in a bay. "Quick, off the sand, back to sea," cried the snail. "I can't move on land, I'm too big," moans the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small. Then, "I've got it," she cried, and started to crawl. "I must not fail," said the tiny snail. I hope he can help the big whale. This is the bell on the school in the bay, ringing the children in from their prey. This is the teacher holding the chalk, telling the class, sit straight, don't talk. This is the board as black as soot, and this is a snail with the itchy foot. A snail, the teacher turns pale. Look, says the children, it's leaving a trail. This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, save the whale. I hope they can see. These are the children running from school, fetching the firemen, digging a pool, squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. Look, they're all helping. That's lovely, isn't it? This is the tide coming into bay, and these are the villagers shouting, hooray! As the whale and the snail travel safely away. Back to the dock and the flock on the rock, he said, how time's flown, and haven't you grown? And the whale and the snail told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves, and of how the snail, so small and so frail, with her looping, curling, shivering tail, saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail, and on crawled snail after snail after snail. Can you see all of those snails? Now there's lots of snails on the humpback whale. And they sang to the sea as they set sail on the tail of the grey blue humpback whale. Oh, that was a very nice story. I like that one. Look, that was lovely. So the snail did help the whale, and the whale went back into the sea. And then he's got all of the snails to join him too. Thank you very much for listening to my story today, and I will see you very soon for another story. Thank you. Goodbye.